the lovely things you are.
Watch 71. Did you like it or?
I loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't know, man.
Alright, every time, this is every single time, listen. Whenever we watch an episode of Dragon Ball Super, we call each other and talk about it. The first thing you say is, I don't know, man. Every single time.
It's true, though. But the same goes for you. You love every single episode. There's not been one episode that you don't like. Like, you even, like you like the baseball episode. I didn't watch it.
It was hilarious.
I won't watch it.
What do you mean you won't watch it?
Because why?
Because it's funny. It's cool to see the Z Fighters do, like, different things that they don't usually do, like fight all the time.
I guess. I don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was hilarious.
You're more Toriyama-minded than myself,
Come on,
perhaps.
Man. You have to be.
You're into the gags. But, you know...
The goofs.
I don't know, man. It's just, it really is, it's stupid to have the episode open up with Goku dying, end it with Goku dying, and then have the preview him coming back to life. My question is, and this is a Dragon Ball technical question, correct me if I'm wrong. You can only be brought back from Shenlong once, right? And then if you have to get brought back again, it's the Namekian Dragon Balls. Oh, so I guess the Super Dragon Balls can bring him back to life.
Yep, I think so. And you know, like, he's, like, cool with Omni King, so maybe he...
Omni King just brings him back?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know, that's, like, totally out there, but it's a possibility? I mean, I don't know. The Super Dragon Ball seems like the most, you know, the most logical one at this point, so...
And I guess the more appropriate for this show, but it's just cool to see what's going on with Hit. That's why I like this episode. Just that whole part with Hit was cool. Like, I wish that just went on longer.
Yeah.
Like, who hired him to kill the businessman? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just like some character. It's probably no importance to the story.
Maybe, but it might be a personal vendetta because he took that jewel and then he put it up in what looked like kind of like a grave.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That reminded me kind of like a tombstone. That's why he was like.
That's probably a part of it too, like the contract, like take something from it and just throw it on there.
You think so?
Or maybe it was a personal vendetta, like you said.
Because he's like, take the money, like, and you could take this building too, and he's like, no, it's time for you to die. Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe it was for a personal thing, but who knows? I like that city though. I don't know like what's going on there, but there's the whole planet has like multiple cities, and there's like storms going on. They each have like their own atmosphere, but it's like in a bubble.
Kind of reminded me of Midgar. That city, yeah.
I've always liked that feel where it's like grungy, kind of neon, like metal, and like semi-futuristic.
It's kind of like a dream. Like, I don't know, it sounds silly, but like I've kind of had like dreams where like I was in like a city type like that. I don't know what it is. So when I kind of saw that, I was just like, wow, it's pretty cool.
Brought on by Final Fantasy or what?
Probably. Dreams are just nothing more than influences. So I probably saw that and probably just like stuck in my head.
But I mean, you're the psychology buff. Are they influences or are they're your subconscious? I always thought about that. It's like the stuff that you don't normally think about, right? And that's kind of like what's in your head. Obviously, it could be something that's like really bothering you, right?
Yeah.
But isn't it sometimes like the stuff that like you're not thinking about, but that is constantly on your mind?
Basically, yeah. So like everything like you've ever seen before is like recorded in your head. Like there's like a debate. It's like you choose what to remember or anything like that. So maybe that's the same case with dreams.
Based on like positive things that you associate with it.
Yeah, even negative things too.
Yeah.
Depends how like.
What drives you?
Yeah, or how much it took a toll on you. Say if it was going to be negative.
We'll dive into that next. I just want to finish up on Super real quick. I'm kind of upset because there's like new abilities with Hit that got introduced into this episode, and I have Xenoverse 2 and Hit's a character, and like those abilities aren't gonna be on Hit now. Like maybe they'll have like
those abilities are not fair to be on Hit if you're gonna play him in the game.
I had like a few theories, but like I don't know. Like I think they should have a DLC in Xenoverse 2 where now like you could have like the new abilities from this mini arc. That would be cool. So I had this theory going in that I was talking about earlier. I thought that there were multiple Hits. Like I thought that Hit was like a manufactured thing, kind of like Cell, that he was like artificial. But now after seeing this episode, I don't think that's the case. But I thought that'd be kind of like a neat and interesting twist, was that there's like multiple Hits. But
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now I'm seeing that he's a one-shot character, and that ability that he used in the beginning of the episode is kind of like the after image in the original Dragon Ball. Remember when Goku like moves so fast and they're like punching the image of him?
Yeah. Master Roshi did that too, as Jackie Chun.
Yeah. So I was thinking like maybe it's his version of the after image. Because if you break down that fight at the end, wasn't really a fight. Goku rushes up on him and starts punching him, and he can't be struck, and then he appears like right away like in front of him. So maybe that thing that he was punching was his after image.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And that he was actually in front the whole time.
Yeah.
That's why he appeared.
And
like
Hit
that.
straight up said, "I'm not gonna use time skip on you." So.
Yeah.
That's
you think
actually really
he's
good.
been training?
Yeah, but how? Remember I don't really remember because I didn't watch it since it was on, but Hit only gets stronger through like actual fighting. Like I don't think he really trained, so maybe he was undergoing something. Maybe Whis or Vados trained him. I didn't even think about that.
Wow. That might actually be the case.
Maybe Vados was training him.
Well, let's think about it like this. If Whis was the one that was in contact with Hit to like get him to kill Goku as part of like some challenge, then yeah, maybe he taught him. That would also explain because Whis has those time abilities where he can like skip like 3 minutes in time.
Vados would have that too.
Yeah, so I'm saying like if Hit knows how to manipulate time, he might have learned it from Vados or Whis.
Yeah, because Beer said that the Universal Tournament's coming up, the Multiverse Tournament, and if Beerus knows that, then Champa must like have the idea. I don't know. I feel like they're involved somehow, because Beerus was at the very end of that clip. I'm not saying that like pertains to what I'm saying, but maybe I don't know. I feel like they know something because this arc has to go into the next arc some way.
Yeah. So it's pretty much confirmed that Space Survival is just going to be the Universe Tournament.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the team though? How it's just like it's both androids and Gohan, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And
Krillin, Boo, Tien, Roshi's in there.
Yeah.
I don't know why Tien's in there. I really don't. They could have had Goten or something.
You never liked him.
I like Tien. He's not on par with the other Z fighters. He's just not at all. He fought against Frieza's army in Dragon Ball Super and Resurrection F, but that was really it, you know?
Yeah.
Every time they had a fight in Z, he'd just get his butt kicked. And I don't blame him. Like, there's no way he would ever be as strong as some of those enemies that, like, Super Saiyan, Goku, or Vegeta couldn't even beat. So, come on.
Yeah.
But how do we know everybody in the Multiverse Tournament is going to be that strong? Or that powerful? I don't like saying the word strong. But, like, that powerful. We don't know that. You could probably breeze through some of those people.
Yeah. Strong is an overused word.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
It's so overused.
Strong.
What I'm excited for is to see Champa's team. Like, the extra characters that are going to fill that spot.
It's probably not going to be Frost, so it's probably going to be... Yeah, it's... What is it, 10 to it? I think it's 10 to a team. I don't know how many it is to a team, but it's definitely going to be more people than from the Universal Tournament. I was thinking about this, like, because it's all the tournaments, there's 12, right? So, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 members. Toriyama has his work cut out for him. He has to design so many characters. So many moves. He has to design, like, the Gods of Destructions and like, their attendants, the angels. It's just, like, so much work. I think he's been planning it for some time.
I always thought that this was going to be the end of Super. I thought that this arc was, like, going to be the end. But
Me too.
I guess it's not going to be. But yeah, he definitely has plans on it. I'm calling a few things for the survival arc. Number 1, Kaba goes Super Saiyan Blue. That's
Oh,
number one.
yeah.
And this is a rematch with Vegeta. Number 2, I'm saying that Ciampa puts Monaka on his team because he still believes that he's really as strong as Beerus said. So then like he's gonna have like the shock of his life, or it's gonna work out in his favor again. But I'm thinking like the reveal is gonna be like Monaka. He's like, that's right. Like I have your star player. You know, like the Beerus, like I have the strongest guy. You know.
And Beerus will laugh, and then like Beerus will mock him, and then like typical DB, dude.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they'll
Like
start
it's gonna work out in the end.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's my call for the Universe 7. The Universe tournament.
That's awesome.
But I don't know what's gonna happen with 17. I have no idea.
It's weird to see him back. Do you think him coming back is fan service?
Very much so.
Because when I saw that, like, I was thinking fan service, and I don't like fan service. Like, kind of like makes me.
In Dragon Ball, I really don't.
Yeah.
And I feel like in Super, and let's just be honest, Super's a lot of fan service.
I know.
But it doesn't necessarily make it bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because Resurrection F was 100% fan service, but it was awesome. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I think as long as it's enjoyable, it's fine. But yeah, 17 was a park ranger. If you remember in the Majin Buu arc, when everyone is lending their power to the spirit bomb,
he did it too. Yeah.
it goes to him, and he's actually like he has a gun and like he's in the woods, and now we see he has like this.
The little ranger
thing
thing on his
Ranger
arm.
on
Yeah.
there. So it's interesting. I just wonder what causes him to come out of hiding, or like who recruits him, or something like
They
that.
probably asked him. They needed somebody.
And how does he feel about 18 now? Like, are they? I wonder how that like dynamic is now.
Well, they were brother and sister, so maybe like they're friends. Maybe they kept up, but like kept in touch, and they didn't really speak on that in the show. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm interested just to see how that plays out
in
general, just to see how they reacquire 17.
Yeah.
But I heard some people online saying that like 17 and 18 were gonna merge, kind of like in GT, so that like GT would be like still kind of canon.
People are really holding on to that.
I know. It's just so tough to see because
it was Super 17. That was his name.
Yeah.
Cool design, really cool design.
I was gonna say interesting character. Like I think it was pretty cool. Classic Toriyama. Like, really classic Toriyama. Interesting character nonetheless. But yeah, I'm just super excited for that. And just all the stuff that's really going on with Super right now. But the survival arc, it's just gonna be crazy. It's gonna be probably way longer than the first tournament arc.
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna be like 30 episodes, maybe, if that, maybe more. It's a lot of episodes. But that's a lot of ground to cover too.
Good fights. There's gonna be some great fights.
I'm excited to see the characters. Seriously, I love meeting new characters. They're so cool.
Do you think an alternate version of Zamasu will show up? From like a Zamasu from that universe kind of thing?
Maybe. It'd be like another Kaioshin or something like that. I don't know. Because he was Universe 10. So yeah, it would probably be Universe 11. There might be like a Zamasu kind of doppelganger. Maybe. We'll see.
That'd be crazy.
Because the universes, the ones that are next to each other, they like replicate themselves. Like Beerus, Ciampa, it's like Universe 6 and 7. So
yeah,
I'm sure we'll see that.
I really want to see Whis fight that kid. No, not the kid.
His dad.
Is that really his dad?
That's what they say. And you know what? I'm calling this now. You know, it's probably an out there prediction, but I have a feeling that Whis' dad, they call him the Grand Priest. I have a feeling that there's some trickery up his sleeve. I have a feeling.
What do you mean?
I just have he just like looks so sinister. And like he's like a major character. If you saw that poster, there's the two pictures of it's like Zeno and then like the other Zeno, they're next to each other. And in the middle
Wait, was that real? I thought
that was real.
that
That's
was
official.
an edit. Oh.
No, that's official.
Okay.
And I don't know, I just feel like there's just something about him. Like he just seems so sneaky.
He does. But then again, that's how Supreme Kai was when he first showed up. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
He was always making that face. And and you know the one I'm talking about too.
Oh, I know exactly what
and he's not that slick. You know what I'm saying? Like I think in the beginning everyone thought he was.
Yeah.
But he's not that slick.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, like Super just kind of makes him into a huge coward, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying though. It's like it really is like he knows something that no one else does. And if he's more powerful than Whis, then like what exactly are we dealing with?
Remember,
here?
we said he couldn't even like touch his feet. He couldn't even get close to him.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Goku wanted to fight him. I don't know.
Classic.
I think it's really weird because Toriyama introduced, as you know, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and we really don't know like how strong that actually is. Because you remember in the Zamasu fight, he goes Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken for like a second, and like he just decks like Supreme God like Zamasu, but he only could go into it for a second. So think about if he was in that the whole time, he might have been able to beat God Zamasu. Dude, I think like he could beat Beerus in that form.
I think so too. In that form, I think he would either do it or get very close. I don't think he could beat Whis. People think that like Vegito SS Blue could like beat Whis. I don't think that, but
You don't?
I don't. I honestly don't think so. How can you beat Whis? How can you beat him?
But that's the classic Dragon Ball thing. It's always like, how can you beat this guy? And then before you know it, he's B. But then again, remember Toriyama said in that interview that he didn't have any plans for them surpassing them anytime soon. So you're probably right. But it's just hard to not see that. All right, we're kind of all over the place. Let's focus on the ending to the Zamasu arc. We've talked about it before. I just want to talk about a few things. How in the world was Trunks able to make a spirit bomb, but like he didn't do anything? That was the whole thing that bothered me with that arc. Was like he made a spirit bomb by just fighting. Like nothing happened.
I'm trying to remember. It was just like the sword. It was his sword. And I guess like everyone just like they didn't raise their hands up, did they? Like Goku's?
No, they involuntarily their energy was sucked.
It was just he just stole it from him. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, there's no way to explain it.
There's no way to explain it.
And then how does he? He repairs his sword like using ki. Like it magically fixes itself.
And we don't even know where he got that sword from. Remember, they never even spoke on that.
And this is the big thing that bothers me about that arc. They never even like tell you like what form he was in. Like there was like a Super Saiyan version on Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah,
Remember he had like
yeah.
that aura around him.
Maybe he was touching that. He was getting to that level, but
his pupils disappeared. It was crazy.
when you in Dragon Ball Z, come on, this classic Toriyama right here, classic DBZ. When their pupils are gone, you know that like.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over, man. Someone's getting messed up.
Could you imagine if like you're in an argument with someone and like their pupils disappear?
Dude, you never talk to them again.
No, that's like the craziest thing in the world.
You would tell people and they wouldn't believe you. Shocking.
Could you imagine like your parents yelling at you and then their pupils just disappear? You need like counseling after that. That's intense.
That's crazy. But yeah, that was just a fierce form. And
It did damage. Like it did work against Masu.
yeah.
A lot of fun to watch.
That episode, yeah, it was just great. Like I must have seen it like 4 times by now. That's probably the most action-packed Super episode yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, we're getting a lot of new Dragon Ball material. It's like amazing. Like what a time to be alive for a Dragon Ball fan. It's great. It really is. I'm so thankful.
Backed by popular demand. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I feel like people have been missing it and now it's back, you know? Speaking of Dragon stuff in general though, I watched the trailer for Dragon Quest XI.
What do you think about it?
Dude, do you think the game's actually gonna look like that?
Yeah. Did you see the gameplay footage?
No, I just saw the opening movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's gameplay footage. It looks like that.
What?
Yeah, it looks really, really nice.
PS4?
PS4 and 3DS. So.
Okay. But you're gonna have to get a PS4 now.
Yes and no. I don't know if I could play RPGs on a home console anymore. Because I don't have the time. That's why I'm so hesitant about getting Final Fantasy 15. And like whenever I see Final Fantasy 15 like videos or trailers or anything, like I drool over it. Like it looks amazing. But I have to play it with you because like...
It's fun, but it's not perfect. Like I think you're under the impression that like this is a perfect flawless game. It's not. Like it gets clunky at sometimes. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game, and I'm gonna sing its praises on a later episode. But it's not like the best Final Fantasy ever. It's a darn good one. It has a classic JRPG feel, which is why I like it. And of course it introduces new things, but it's not the best. And there's stuff that needs to be worked on. But yeah, we can play it right after this.
Yeah.
I'll talk your ear off about it. But yeah, I know you want to play it, and it just wasn't worth the wait. That's all I gotta say.
Really?
Well, hey, think about it. It's been a 10-year wait almost for a game. That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
For a game.
Remember, it was Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Yeah.
And they just dropped that because like no one
or however
cares.
Yeah, about Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
We're trying to hang on to that title for so long.
Yeah, there was like 13 too. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I didn't play that game. I can't even imagine.
Well then, they got the Final Fantasy VII remake coming out, and you think that's gonna play like 15? Like how that game goes? You think it'll be like that? And if it does, like, how do you feel about that?
So first off, as someone who's played Final Fantasy VII a lot, my first thought when I saw the remake is, how are they gonna do the same playstyle as the original PlayStation 1 bird's eye view that you're playing, which is obsolete now. There's no more games like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how are they going to recreate that whole world, I guess, in a traditional third-person perspective? That was my first question. My second question is, if they remake it faithfully so that like you're actually doing the exact same things you do in the original game, will it sell? Because as classic as Final Fantasy VII is, it's kind of outdated. Like, gamers don't want to play stuff like that anymore. Like, they want customization. They want more complexity.
Yeah.
Like, 7 it's a pretty straightforward, simple JRPG. Probably as simple as you get, you know? So, I think yet that they're gonna do it like 15. And I don't really like that. I guess because I'm a purist when it comes to 7, because it's my second favorite video game ever. But I'd much rather have a very faithful recreation. Although it's not possible. What do you think?
I feel like it's gonna sell because it's Final Fantasy VII,
Yeah.
and like it has like that hype around it, and it has like that fame and notoriety as like the best game ever, and rightfully so. Like, it really is like amazing. It's beautiful, and like it's so much fun too. So I feel like with 15, like the turn-based style, like that's over with. Like that's for like purists now. And like there's nothing wrong with that, because like it's very time-consuming. It's not like, you know, in-your-face, action-packed. That's fine. I completely understand that. And this is from someone who, like, you know, Dragon Quest is like, I like it better than Final Fantasy, and that's turn-based. But it'll definitely sell, like, and it will have the Final Fantasy 15 formula. I'm really excited to see, because you were talking about the top-down view going into the 3D, whatever it was. That's going to look really cool.
Yeah.
To, like, see, like, Midgar and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
just, wow.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. If I could see Midgar like that, not only that, but be able to go wherever I want in Midgar, that'd
It's
be
going to be
cool.
amazing,
That'd be
dude.
worth it just
Wow.
for me. Even though it's so weird. Midgar is so memorable, but you only spend like the first probably like, I don't know, like 1/6 of the game there, and everything else is just kind of out in this open world.
I'm excited to see, because this was confirmed, actually. You know the scene where Cloud dresses up like a girl to get into the brothel?
Yeah.
Dude, that's going to be in the remake.
It has to, though.
That's so funny.
It is hilarious. I just want to see how it's gonna work.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But there's so many questions I have, like, cause Cloud isn't really like, no, he kind of does talk a lot in that game. I was
Mhm.
gonna say he wasn't like really dialogue heavy, but he is, like, he talks a lot. There's a slew of questions though, like how is the high wine gonna work, you know?
Yeah.
How is or the high wind? How do you say it?
Same thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Spelled the same.
I've always called it the high wine. That's not the right way to say it. How's the high wind gonna work? You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's gonna come, and again, because of a popular demand, because so many people were just bugging Square Enix about it. Same thing with Kingdom Hearts 3.
For years, yeah.
Do you think they ever would have made a Kingdom Hearts 3 if it wasn't for like an uproar of people, like, we want 3 specifically? Or do you think they just would have still done like these other games?
I think it's inevitable. I don't know why it took this long. I don't think like it was because they want to put it on a next gen system. I think it's because they wanted to tell a story. And like the story's cool. It's been consecutive, like even through all those games and stuff like that. But I don't know why. Maybe because they really are just trying to fit as much of a story as they can. But the fans want 3. I don't know why they want 3 so bad. What's the difference between this? I'm asking you now, like, because you are the biggest Cage fan I know. Like, what is the disappointment like when getting Dream Drop and all those other games as opposed to getting 3? Like, why do you want 3 so bad?
That's what I'm saying.
Why though?
Because I'm listen. I'm not disappointed when I played Dream Drop. It was one of the best I've ever played, and it honestly felt like a Kingdom Hearts 3 because it takes place like after right where 2 left off.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just a certain cadence, I think that's the right word, that comes with like a 1 and a 2. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and like we just want a 3. Like it's closure. It's closure. It's such a good question. I feel like if the internet heard your question, like they wouldn't really have an answer.
No,
for
they'd just be stopped like and dead in their tracks because like if you read like those comments and like discussion boards, it's just like, "We're a story. We've been waiting so long. I'm sick of getting these side games." Like, why? It's all going there. Like
Yeah.
it's not like they're retelling the same story. They're giving you new characters, new depths to the stories, new worlds. They're introducing new dynamics to the game. They're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You want a game that just has
3. That's it. Yeah, that's such a mature way to look at it. Wow, you made me feel like a child. Oh man.
That's hilarious.
You're right, but I don't know. I just feel like when that game comes out, it's gonna be the end of the first Kingdom Hearts arc, however many there are.
Mhm.
But it's just gonna be great. I feel like it's just gonna have more attention given to it on the development side that like the previous games have gotten. So it's just gonna be like a really special project. And we've seen some footage. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's not for a while, man.
Well, you're getting the 2.8, right? I don't know why it's 2.8, not 2.9.
Yeah, which makes me worry that there's one more title
See, you're going
that's
back to
gonna
what
come
we're
out. But like a recap title. Like,
yeah.
What? All right. What other video game franchise do you know that counts re-releases as like some of their games?
I don't, honestly, I cannot say.
Because that's what it is. Like, they have so much gall, you know? Like, these games are so good that we're gonna re-release them not even like 5 years after they come out.
Yeah.
You know? Well, for some of them.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1 is what, 10 years old? Well, older than that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like, Dream Drop Distance, that doesn't need to be remade. But like, it's coming back on PS4. And they just have such a gall, but still I buy it. I still buy it.
I
I
love
know
it.
what it is.
There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
can't get enough of it, honestly. But yeah, that's coming up quick. January, I think.
Yeah, 2.8, yeah.
And then Dragon Quest VIII, which I gotta wait till Christmas. But if I don't get it at Christmas, I'm definitely gonna reserve it for that little 3DS bag thing.
Oh, the pouch thing?
Yeah.
Sweet, dude. So sweet.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those. I
I'm
think
sure-
I am going to pre-order it.
Are
Just
you?
For that, yeah.
All right, that's good. Oh, man.
That would be the third game I ever pre-ordered in my life.
What are the
Listen to
other
this.
two?
You ready for this? First game I ever pre-ordered, Kingdom Hearts 2 for PlayStation 2. I was like in 5th or 6th grade. I never picked it up, so I wasted $5. Yeah.
Why didn't you pick it up?
I forgot. I totally forgot. And I got it for Easter. Not even Christmas, not even a birthday. I got it for Easter. Like, that's so strange. But I'm not mad. I love it.
Yeah.
Second game I pre-ordered, the Kingdom Hearts 2.8 HD remake for the PS3. So I basically reserved the same game
Not
twice.
2.8. You mean 2.
Oh, 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah. I'm off by a few decimals.
You got that. So, and what's
And then
the
the
fifth
third game I'm going to reserve will probably be Dragon Quest 8.
one? Dragon Quest 8.
Yeah, for the pouch. They know how to get us.
Yeah, they really do. And I don't know. I just can't wait to play like. I love when a JRPG comes out and now it has like extra stories to it and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And since I've never like really beat 8, it's cool to have like the whole thing and extra the first time. You know, that's how I want to play it.
Are you talking about like? Well, there's definitely different characters, but like I'm asking you like a kind of different question. Side quests. Like, I've beaten the first. No, I've beaten Dragon Quest 4 and 5, and like I never did the side quests. And apparently, like Final Fantasy 17 has like crazy amounts of side quests.
17?
Even Grand Theft
You
Auto
mean
5.
15.
What did I say?
17.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Final Fantasy 15 has like crazy amount of side quests.
Oh, yeah.
Like, are you gonna play them or?
Some of them I've enjoyed so far. I'll explain a little bit, and some of them I don't. So, I'm gonna start off by saying that Final Fantasy 15's actually its actual core story is 30 hours.
Oh.
Which is
30 hours.
30 hours. Dude, we should. Oh, we have to talk about Kanye West next. But that's kind of short for a Final Fantasy game.
It is.
The thing is, there's a whole bunch of side quests that are supposed to make up for it. So, for starters, when you beat enemies in this game, you don't get Gil. Like, it's just, that doesn't happen. So, you have to go get Gil other ways that are more realistic. Because think about it, like, beating a monster doesn't instantly give you money. So, what you have to do is, like, when you're in a town, you have to sleep so your party can level up. Because you don't level up until you go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, anything that you pick up from killing an enemy, like if you kill like an elephant looking monster, you'll get like a tusk. and then you sell that tusk in a town, and then you get gil. So like there's more hoops that you have to jump through. Or you can go to a town, and the town will be like, hey, we're being terrorized by this group of monster, and you bounty hunt, and you go out and you kill monsters, and then the town awards you gil. So like there's a whole bunch of like hoops you have to jump through as far as just playing like the game, just getting from point A to point B. Like it's not as like kind of straightforward as it was with the other Final Fantasy games. With that being said, the side quests can get super complicated. Like there's this one in the very beginning where there's this cat that you run into on the boardwalk, and Noctis or somebody says like, oh, it looks hungry, and you have to go catch a fish. Well, catching a fish like requires you to go to the end of the dock and try catching these fish. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. You bring it back to the cat and you get an item, and like sometimes the item's not even worth it. So I think the beauty of Final Fantasy 15 is you have so many side quests, but you get to choose which ones that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to be doing the cat one. I want to do one where like there's a dungeon that I have to go into, and like there's layers and like enemies, and like I get places where I can save, you know what I'm saying, and like get to the end, beat like a mini boss, and get like a new weapon. Those are the kind of side quests I want to do.
You don't want to be catching fish.
Yeah, so
no, I totally agree. I understand.
But that, to me, is the mark of a good game. It gives you different options and different variables when it comes to quests, you know? So 15 is good in that respect. So to answer your question, it was a long way to answer your question, yeah. I'm going to be doing the side quest.
Good.
Definitely going to be doing the side quest. Because I just like it in general. Like, you have to fill up I said it before, you have to fill up your gas in this game.
Oh, because you're driving that car.
Your car can run out of gas.
Oh.
Here's the craziest thing about Final Fantasy 15. I was planning to talk about this later. I'm going to talk about it now. I'm not sure. Did I tell you about the driving at night thing?
No.
Okay. So when you first start playing, I didn't know anything going into it. You have this guy, and his name is Ignis. He's like the king's advisor or whatever. And he can drive you around, autopilot, kind of like Grand Theft Auto, right? Or you can drive yourself. And there's only like slight deviations you can make. But like, you drive on the highway, whatever. So when it comes nightfall and you try and get into your car, Ignis will grab your shoulder and he'll go, hey, it's nightfall, like maybe we should stay at a hotel or something like that. And you could choose to heed his advice, or you could choose to stay in the hotel. So I'm like, I'll just drive, like it's nighttime, I don't care. So you get into your car and you're driving down the highway at night. Dude, if you drive around at night in Final Fantasy 15, the biggest monsters come out. Like, bigger than, like, would be in the open world during the daytime. That's why he recommends that you stay in. Dude, my car got, like, hit and, like, destroyed, and, like, we had to run on foot to, like, back to, like, where we were, and, like, then we had to call a service to, like, get our car there. Because you can, like, you can call, like, a service to drop your car back off, and then you have to go get it, like, you have to go get it fixed because, like, the outside is all smashed. So you can, like, it's that kind of game where it's, like, there's actual real consequences. Like, I should have just been like, all right, I'll go sleep it off for the night. But instead I decided to drive, and, like, my party got ambushed in a vehicle. And there's an enemy that was too strong for me to fight, so I had to flee. That's what makes this game special, though. Like, that's the cool part about it. It's not, like, the cutting edge combat. It's that kind of, like, practicality and realism that's in a Final Fantasy game that makes it so interesting this time around. Yeah. It's like you could actually run out of gas in a Final Fantasy game. You know? You can get your car smashed up and have to get it repaired.
That's so funny, like that real life in video games is hilarious. I remember in Grand Theft Auto 4, I was just driving, I was doing a mission, and like there's like a toll thing, like a toll booth.
Yeah.
I didn't really think anything of it because it's Grand Theft Auto, so I just drove through it. Dude, I got stars for that. The cops were on me because I went past the toll booth.
Really?
I was like, oh, come on, this sucks.
That's crazy. Have you ever gotten to, what's the limit? It's 5 stars, right?
I think it used to be 6, and now it's back to 5. I remember that was like really cool. Like when you were younger, you'd play with your friends.
See if you get the 5 stars.
Yeah, like who would get like the most stars and see how long you could survive. What a crazy game.
Did you ever do that without cheat codes? Because it's pretty hard to do, to stay alive.
Yeah, as a challenge. The only time I would use cheat codes in Grand Theft Auto is when I would do that, like go on the killing sprees and stuff like that. But I would never do the missions with cheat codes. The cheat codes in that game are hilarious. I remember in Grand Theft Auto 3 there was this one where the pedestrians could beat you up. So like you put that in, and dude, like everyone who's just walking normal, they just come at you and start punching you. You're just like, yo, what are you doing? There's one where you can give them weapons too. It's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's so cool.
It's fun.
That's a versatile game.
Absolutely.
What are your predictions for Grand Theft Auto 6?
Vice City. It has to be Vice City.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome too.
Bigger open world?
Yeah, Vice City was my favorite Grand Theft Auto, so it'd be really cool to see that like be brought into next gen PS4 stuff like that. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, it's...
Lovely.
Is 5 still the highest selling game ever?
Is it ever? I don't know. It's gotta be up there.
Jeremy, are you on right now on the internet?
Yeah.
Can you look up and see if Grand Theft Auto 5 is still the highest sold video game ever?
I thought it was the most expensive one too. I remember Grand Theft Auto 4 had that.
Dude,
and
I
then
got
think
Grand
5
Theft Auto 5 like over the summer, and it was still like $60.
Yeah, that game doesn't
Oh.
go down.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not, but...
GTA 5.
That's one.
What was the question? Most expensive game or
No,
most highest selling game?
I know it's the most expensive, but like, is it the highest sold game ever, like of all time?
So most sold
I think it might be.
Of all
video
time.
game
Wow.
of all time.
Yeah.
Most sold video game. No.
Oh.
GTA is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the top 10.
Oh
what's
wow!
what's the number one?
Diablo 3.
I haven't played one.
Oh
of
wait,
those
wait,
games.
wait! I actually read that wrong. They were backwards. They were. He was. That's 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah, with 54 million copies.
That's so many.
Is Diablo still the first one?
No, Diablo is actually the 10th one.
What's the number one?
Number one with 100 million copies is technically Tetris.
Sweet. Cool
Okay.
game.
Wow.
Do you think?
But if you want like console games, like is that what you're asking for console?
No.
Because they included mobile games.
Okay.
But if you want consoles,
Consoles?
it's actually Wii Sports.
Okay.
Classic.
I can believe that.
It's a great game.
And then Minecraft, and then GTA 5.
Minecraft.
So 54 million copies. Do you think that you could fit 54 million copies of Grand Theft Auto 5 in your house?
No. There's no way. What do you think?
If you're without the boxes, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you take everything out, like the.
Oh, the discs?
No, the actual game. Like you go to the store and you buy it, you get the case, and like you just start stacking them up like
You
throughout the whole
stack
house.
54 million. I wouldn't say 54 million copies. Maybe a couple. Maybe 100,000.
Not
Close to it.
54 million.
Maybe not in this basement. If you want 54 million, maybe this entire house.
I'm
with,
sorry.
With all the furniture out.
Wow.
I'm sorry, people. Listen, I just think those types of questions are so fun.
Dude, it's crazy. Oh, dude, I had a crazy would you rather question.
Before we get into the would you rather's, I have a question for the both of you.
Okay.
Because this is a would you rather. Would you? Listen, bear with me. It's weird. It's just like the 54 million copies. Would you rather? I think I asked you this before. Would you rather have an ugly? No. Would you rather sleep in bed with an ugly person, or lay on the ground, like sleep on the ground, while a beautiful person sleeps in your bed?
And you're, in our case, a girl, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Female.
And I'm not trying to use the word ugly like it's set in stone. It's like everything you would find unattractive in a person. So it's all subjective. It's like everything you don't like about somebody, sleep in the bed with them, or you sleep on the floor while a beautiful girl sleeps in your bed.
All right, before Jay answers this question, I already answered this question because one of your things was that it's your bed.
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
no one's not gonna make me sleep in my bed. I'm sleeping in my bed. I'm not gonna sleep on the floor unless somebody is sleep in my bed. That's a stranger. No, I have nothing to gain from that. So I'm gonna have to sleep in the bed. It's my bed. I got work in the morning. What about you, Jay?
Let's say you, Jay.
No, you said not just physically, but like personality wise,
All of it wrapped
All of
in
it,
one.
like-
Yeah.
habits and turnoffs.
Everything. Your your definition of ugly, sleeping in your bed.
Unattractive.
Unattractive. Yeah. You can say it.
Unattractive. I honestly would rather take the L and sleep on the floor.
All right.
Because the thing is, it's like, yeah, it's my own bed and I want to be comfortable sleeping in my own bed, but, like, why would I share the bed with an ugly person?
So you don't sleep on the floor. Have you ever slept on the floor, Jay?
Yeah, I have.
Sucks.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
Whenever we're out and about, I'm always one of
bro, I feel bad. Whenever Drew and I, like, whenever we take on trips, we always try to save money and
have so many people in the hotel room.
Like, we have like 6 people in a hotel room, and me and
Two
Drew always take
beds.
the L. Well, Drew takes the bigger L because I sleep on the couch and he sleeps on the floor.
All I need is just I take all the towels, the clean towels,
Classic.
make my own bed.
Drew takes his own bed. I grab like a pillow from each bed and like a sheet and just like lay on the couch.
Nice.
And I'm fine. Drew like makes his own like towel fort.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it.
Gotta get
sometimes.
comfy.
It's a good night.
There was a story I wasn't there for this personally, but I heard about it. I'm sure Drew already knows what it is. All of us were down the shore, down the beach, and everyone was sleeping in the beds and stuff like that. And Drew made himself comfortable. Slept on a wooden chair that night.
It was a wooden chair.
That's what Gus says. He still
No,
says it.
of
Shout out to
course-
Gus.
Of course Gus would say something like that. No, I did sleep in a chair. I slept sitting down. That's fine.
That is honestly the most uncomfortable thing ever.
For some people, but I could like fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah, Drew, you're that type of person.
Yeah.
But, like, I did that once, and another trip we went to, I slept because they didn't have a couch. They had like the really comfortable like love seat, but I just couldn't sleep because I wanted to lay back, and it wasn't one of those chairs you can just like pull the lever and your feet will pop up. No, it was just those really
It was like this.
tough leather chairs, and they weren't even broken into. It was just like,
That sucks.
oh my gosh.
Drew, ask me your would you rather, because all this sleep talk's making me sleepy.
Here's my would you rather. Okay, so listen, because this is like a complicated one. You have 2 options. You can either let somebody possess your body for half an hour, a stranger,
Oh.
you have no idea who this is, and they get to commit one crime. The only catch is the crime has to fit in a half an hour window. So they could do anything from litter to kill somebody, all right? And you have no idea what it is, but after the half hour, you come back into your own body and you have to deal with the consequences. So it's like, it could be anything from you get a fine to you're in prison for life. And you have no idea, right?
Do I know who's taking over my body, or just like a
No,
random
it's a
thing?
random person.
Alright.
It's like somebody from the internet. Like if there was
It's like Omegle.
Then I choose B.
No, it doesn't. Hold on. It doesn't have to be like a savage. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like.
If it's from the internet, dude, it's probably a troll.
No.
savage.
My thing
Savage troll.
is. I said internet because I mean anywhere in the world.
Okay.
So like it could be anybody. They get to control your body for half an hour. It could be like a sweet, nice lady that's just like, oh, I don't want to make Anthony's life miserable.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And she makes you do something that's like really dumb.
So the gambler taking the chance is really what's
or
scary
or
about
it's a
it.
guy who just wants to screw up your life.
Wants to watch
and
the world burn.
Yeah, exactly. And he makes you do something crazy.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
That's option A.
Okay.
Option B is you switch bodies with someone in the world. It could be anybody at random. They're your gender and they're the same age you are, but you have no idea who they are. It could be anybody. It could be an athlete in the peak of his prime, like somebody with like a great body and you feel healthy and great every day, or it could be somebody who's going to be a vegetable for the rest of their life.
How long do it? Oh, it's permanent.
Permanent.
Oh,
Forever.
damn.
But then again, on the other hand, if you let someone commit a crime, you could be in jail forever.
Yeah, I would do the second one.
You could switch bodies with someone at random.
I would. I really. I'm scared. Like, that's very scary.
If you switch bodies with somebody, like nobody would treat you differently. Like if you look different, everybody would act normal. They'd be like, "Hey, Aunt," they'd react to you
really?
like they knew.
Oh,
like, you
yeah,
were that
okay, then
size
I would
forever.
definitely do B. I like my friends. I love my friends. I wouldn't take the chance because, like, I would rather be, like, anything than be in jail. That's horrible. That's scary.
What happens if you land in the body of like someone who's like super fat though? Like it's hard for them to breathe.
I go to the gym. It's hard for them to breathe.
Why are you laughing? That's a serious thing.
Yeah, but it's just so funny, like,
If someone on the podcast listening and that's you, it's hard for you to breathe. I'm sorry. He's being insensitive to your condition, and I'm not.
He would purposely
Shut up.
enter that person into the biggest loser competition.
Yeah, that would be it. I'd go on a diet and I'd start exercising. That's just me personally.
A
unless
half
it's
an hour
something
window though with this crime, you wouldn't even risk it.
There's some sick people out there. What if it's like a crime where it's like I end up on Megan's Law? Your life's over there too. Like your
That's
life's
crazy.
over while you're not even in jail.
You saying that because of To Catch a Predator?
My favorite show of all time. I
Oh
love
man,
it.
he got me into TV production. I say that all the time.
He's a hero. Chris Hansen, if you're watching me or listening, thanks.
But yeah, that was my Would You Rather. What about you, Jay? What would you do?
For switching the bodies,
Yeah,
would it be like a random stranger or somebody you know? That was
random dude. It could be anyone in the world. It could be a starving kid in a bad part of the country,
like-
bad part of the world.
North Philly.
Yeah, it could be someone who's like on the brink of death.
Dang, bro. How will experience death for 30?
It could be
minutes?
anyone.
Uh,
But they're your age and they're your gender.
there's not much of a difference from people like my age or gender because like we're all struggling with debt, so it's just like
Tell me about it.
We're not-
debt and
we're not
like
gonna talk about that.
trying to take it week by week with paychecks. I would probably take the risk, see what it's like. I mean, you never know. I could wake up in like I don't know some nice village in France.
Oh,
No. You stay where you are.
Oh,
You
and
just
that
wake up
person
with-
comes to me in
You
my
wake up
body.
with a new body. Yeah.
I just wake up with a new body,
Yeah. You wake up. You look.
but like my mind is in that body.
Yeah. You look in the mirror and
Yeah.
it's not you.
So I
physically.
could be like either Channing Tatum or just like Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you could be.
Ugly, I could be good looking, I
a
could
Yeah.
be,
mix of the both.
could look like just exactly the same, just a different Indian person.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd take the risk. For how long though?
Uh,
Like 30 minutes, an hour, a day?
it's for your life.
For
man.
my life?
Yeah.
Oh,
You become a different person for life.
forever. Jesse and the Rippers. He got it. He got the reference. Now that you say that, I would have to pass. I would have to pass, bro.
I'm passing, and here's why.
Choose one. You wouldn't choose any of them?
No, I'm passing on switching my body with someone
Ah.
random. I'd let someone commit the crime because even if I went to jail, like I'd still be me, you know? I'd still be me. And that sounds dumb, but like I wouldn't want to I feel like the way I look is part of my identity.
No, but you're still you. You can still draw. You still have your charm and your wit and your talent.
That's true, but now like it would just bother me that like now I'm actually someone else. Kind of. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but jail sucks.
Jail does suck.
And what if the
I
crime
wouldn't want
is
to go,
like-
but
yeah.
I'd take the chance that maybe it's a crime that wouldn't be punishable by jail.
You'd be broadcasting this show in jail. Drew in jail.
Andrewcast,
Drew Gill.
Behind bars.
behind bars, behind bars edition,
Bars.
jailed, jailed.
Scared Straight by Andrewcast.
Scared Straight is a great show. But yeah, that was my Would You Rather.
That's a really good one.
I don't know. I thought of it. It was one of those classic things that you think of like right before you're gonna go to sleep. I thought about that and I wrote it down on my phone. Why? So tell me, Mr. Psychology, why is it that when you're about to sleep, you come up with these ideas? Is it because you're looking to like get your mind like in some kind of loop of thinking so you can just like drift off to sleep? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know why that is, but like every time before I go to sleep, like every problem that I've ever had or going through, it hits in at one time, and it's right before I'm trying to go to sleep.
The solution or just thinking about it?
Thinking about it.
Oh,
Sometimes solutions arise, but other than that, it just like feel like very like anxiety ridden. And I'm not the only one. Like I've talked to people who's gone through this, and like sometimes it's like I get really creative and like I get up and like I start working on something. But other than that, like it's just like, gosh, I have so much to do. I gotta take care of all these things. Like, and it's always at nighttime. Like
Really?
always before bed. Like it's like the last or like the least time like you want that to happen when you're trying to sleep. So
And that keeps you up?
yeah,
I'd
it
imagine.
does. It sucks.
It's not the case for me.
What is it, creative stuff?
No, I just
Would you rather's?
I focus. That'd be crazy if every night like I went to sleep I was like, trying to think of would you rather. Would I rather do this? I think about how exhausted I am physically. Like
That's good.
I focus on my breathing. That's a big thing. Where you just like kind of listen to yourself breathe and just like you drift off to sleep.
Mhm.
Or I think about like an image in my mind that like is kind of like an impossible image, like a door. And I think about like opening that door, and behind that door is another door, and like I open it. And like every door is,
Opening doors.
but yeah, like every door is like a different color. I think about like trippy stuff like that, and like that for some reason makes me go to sleep. You know,
I know you.
you ever notice like right before like the seconds before like you close your eyes and drift off, you start thinking about like really strange things, and it just, I don't know. At least that's my experience.
My cousin told me this one, and I actually use it sometimes before I go to bed. If you can't sleep, do this. Like, picture yourself as a drawing, right? Picture yourself as a drawing, and imagine like you're getting erased, but from your legs up. It sounds silly, but like
it sounds disturbing.
It's weird, and it works. Sometimes it puts me to sleep.
It sounds scary though. Like that's not like a panic thing for you. You're like, I'm disappearing. Like that's.
No, it's all right. I'm trying to go to bed. Maybe if I'm fully erased, I can finally sleep.
Huh.
How morbid does that sound?
That's pretty crazy.
It works.
Sleep is just crazy in general. Like that's the premise of that little short film I told you I was working on. Like everyone's afraid to die, but no one's afraid to go to sleep. But when you go to sleep, like I guarantee the thing that you think is not like will I wake up in the morning? Like normal people don't think that. You're like, well, I gotta get up at this time tomorrow. You count on the fact that you're gonna wake up.
Yeah, because you've done it so many times.
But you never know. You just
exactly.
might not.
Well, you never know with anything. Maybe this is just one thing. Like, alright, I've done it so many times. It's infallible. I'm just gonna get up anyway. But nothing is certain. Like that is scary. People are scared to die, but nobody is afraid.
No one's afraid to go to sleep. Everyone just goes to sleep like it's nothing. Doesn't that mess with you?
That's so. I feel like that's the same thing with like getting behind the wheel of a car too.
Yeah.
You don't really think about accidents, right? Maybe when you first start driving, but
you don't.
No.
You kind of have this. You don't trust everybody around you, but you have this inherent trust where you're like, no one's gonna like run into me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna get to 7-Eleven. Or when you're texting your friend, you're like, I'll be there in 30 minutes. Like, you know. You always get into a car thinking it's gonna be smooth sailings. You never get into a car like, oh, I gotta dodge everybody out there today. Not seriously, you know?
Remember the scene in Breaking Bad where Walt is going to the desert? It's like one of the last episodes, and Jesse's, I think he's with like I think his name was Uncle Jack. I haven't seen the show in so long. But like, Walt's like, don't touch my money, blah, blah, blah. Like, he starts like driving really fast and swerving in between those cars. That was what I was thinking about when you said that.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
Oh yeah, that scene was, Breaking Bad was cool. But yeah, it is, you're right. It's one of those things that you take for granted.
Exactly.
That it's not, like, there isn't such a big risk behind it.
And it's sad, too, because you read, like, there's tragic things of, like, these accidents, and it's not even the people's fault, it's the people around them.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of relates back to, like, the whole going to sleep thing. Like, no one's scared to go to sleep. And you know what it is? It's like you hear these things, and you're just like, that'll never happen to me. Like, that's not me. We think we're invincible. That's our problem. That's what I believe.
Because your reaction is like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's another source of entertainment for you. Like, wow, crazy story, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you keep going.
There's a Dane Cook thing where he's like a stand-up bit where he's talking about why people love car accidents, and like, that's twisted.
It's not that they love car accidents.
They love just the drama.
Well, I know that Dane Cook bit too, where he's like, everyone's talking about how they saw it. Like,
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
see
yeah.
that? Like, I heard it. Like, I was the one that, you know.
Yeah.
It brings them together because this is something I was talking about with Rob, who was on the podcast.
Mhm.
Context brings people together. Sometimes it's a positive context, like a party. Sometimes it's a negative context,
Yeah.
like a bad class with a bad teacher.
And you can relate to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes a car crash is a catalyst for some people. All the neighbors come out and they're like, "Can you believe this?" Like, oh, yeah. Like,
and they
this is
form some
unbelievable.
strange bond over it.
That's how humans are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's something we can relate to, and it brings us together, we kind of swarm to it. I mean, that's the whole thing with sports and
That's the whole thing with like.
everything, really.
Yeah, like we jump to what's relatable. Like we find like relatable humor, like observational humor, the funniest because like we could relate to it and stuff like that.
Right, and
It's not a bad thing.
no, but I mean, it's important in art, right?
Yeah.
For me, what makes a relatable story is, I mean, what makes a gripping piece of entertainment is something that evokes emotion from you.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? So when you watch something that, like, There Will Be Blood probably has, like, a scene where you're like, you know what, I'm really, like, feeling this, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's favorite movie has a scene where you're just like, it's such a good scene. Why?
Mhm.
Because, like, the characters are experiencing something that, like, you understand.
It's
like,
even in music too.
Yeah, well, especially with you,
Yeah.
right? So,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
definitely, man.
It's
Yeah.
like you hear these artists and they sing these songs and you're just like, wow, this person went through what I was going through, and like it makes you feel like you're not alone in the sense that like you overcome like these obstacles together, and also like happy things too. Like when people sing about happy things, you be like, oh, that takes me back to a time where I was really happy.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's all about relating, and it's really nice.
When you were writing Cerberus, would you wait till, like, you had an experience that you wanted to base the song off of? Or were you just writing, like, in general? You know what I'm saying? Like, were you just writing straight through, or did something happen that like sparked like a song, not like in your past, but like in your immediate present? Like the one about Westchester.
Oh yeah.
What's the title of that one?
Alligator.
Did you write that like after you came back one night from just like going to the bar and like hanging out and stuff like that?
No, it was just like inspirations. I wrote it actually during. I think it was I wrote it over the summer, so it was after my first year of college there, and that song's about just like going to the bar and like getting drunk and like being with your friends, but like also just like the ups and like the downs from that, like the being high and like like not being high, but like the highs of like being like drunk and being happy, and then like coming down from it and like getting like real like moody and stuff like that. And then I just kind of wrote about that. So usually it'll be like if something hits me, like I'll write down how I'm feeling at the time, and then like I'll go back and write a song about it. But Alligator was just about experiences. It wasn't anything I experienced in real time. Like I wrote the song right there. It was all about like experience.
The general feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So when you write something down like that, are you actually writing down like some verses, or is it just like a topic that you're gonna expand upon later on? Because when I write, I always write like a verse. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I start off with like a quick 2 bars, and like that's how I get a lot of my stuff done. So are you just writing down topics, or are you writing down like...
I write down lines, and then like I go back to like I fish through like my notes on my phone, because like it's 2016. That's where like, all my rhymes are now.
Yeah.
So like I find these ideas. I'm like, oh wow, like I forgot I wrote that, and then like it evokes a memory, and from there I make a song from that. So that's kind of what happens in that process. But like I understand like how you're saying like you start off with the 2 bars and you go from there. I feel like when writing songs, like especially hip hop songs, like those first 2 bars are so hard to come up with, because they set the stage for the entire track.
They really do set the tone. What I try and do is I try and make it like funny and gripping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what was that line?
Draws you in.
What was the line that A$AP Rock said where he says, "It's the mask. I wear a..." What does he say? Wears over his face?
I wore a wolf's head on my regular head.
Yeah.
Considering a regular character sketch or something like that.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
But that's like the first 2 bars, and it's just like you're automatically locked in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
It's all about the first. Like I challenge myself sometimes. I'm like, all right, the first 2 bars have to be the coolest. They just have to like connect. Like I don't know. I always strive to get like really 2 cool first bars.
like this one's simple, but on Cerberus, the Snake song, you're like the King Cobra. That starts off like the song, and you kind of launch in, right? Isn't that your first verse off that?
Yeah, the King Cobra, coiled up, waiting for prey to roll up. So like the King Cobra is just like that's you. You know what I mean? The idea of that song is like,
People always use other people to their advantage.
everybody's a snake. You may not be a snake on the surface, but we all have those tendencies. We have those ideas. I feel like we're very biased, but like that's just how I feel. I feel like everyone's a snake in their own way, and you know what? That sounds selfish, but I feel like it's very honest as well. There's a lot of honest lines in that song.
Well, it's kind of like that philosophy that there is no selfless act. That even if you do something nice, even if you do something for someone else, in the back of your head, you kind of do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, so it's not that everyone's sinister. It's just that everyone is selfish in a way, and people use each other to their own advantage all the time. Sometimes without even thinking about it. You know? But yeah, that's probably one of the most well written songs off the entire mixtape is that song.
Thank you.
Just because the examples that you give are just so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually kind of proud of, because like I like writing like honest songs like that, and like again something people can relate to and be like, wow, I see this in a new light, or like showing my ideas to other people. I really like that, and if they're on board with it.
And I was gonna add to that, what I like about that style of writing is you lay out the topic, but you never draw a conclusive ending to it. That's what I liked about the Tin Man complex. That's what I liked about pretty much everything on Cerberus was kind of like that. Like you're exploring this topic, but you don't say like exactly whether it's good or bad. You kind of let the listener decide. Like you're kind of exploring this territory. Is that something you agree with or no? Like I feel like Cerberus is like you're laying out what you're going through on some level, but also stuff that perplexes you. And it's just like you don't know what to think of it, but you're just saying it, you know?
It goes like this with I like to write things that are open for interpretation. Like, if you listen to
that's
my
what I
lyrics,
mean.
like, straight off the back, it's not gonna make sense. It'll actually sound like gibberish. Like, that's how it is with, like, Bob Dylan songs. That's how it is with A$AP Rock songs. Like, you're not gonna know what it is until, like, you listen to it and, like, you're like, oh, I think this means this or that. Like, that's really kind of what I'm going for. It makes sense to me. And it makes perfect sense to me. But there will be times, I'll be honest. I think we talked about this before when we were having one of, like, our, like, discussions where we discussed, like, what we've been writing and stuff. It was a John Lennon interview. He was talking to some guy, and he said that he just writes lyrics down. Like, that's it. He just writes them. He comes out with them, he writes them down. And then, like, he'll go back and read them, and he goes, oh, that's what I meant by that, or that's what that means. That's what I do, to be honest. Yeah. Sometimes, like, it'll be, like, very direct. Other times it'll be, like, all right, this, like, I kind of know what I'm saying, or this straight up, I just think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
But then, like, I go back and I associate my own meanings to that, and I just, like, it kind of blows my mind.
What's an example? Do you have, like, not to put you on the spot, but, like, any bars that you wrote that, like, kind of like that?
There's one on Cerberus that was like that. It was on the actual track Cerberus. And it's kind of deep, but it goes, the poet that's presenting hides his horns under his hat, cannot identify the source from which they spring out of his scalp. So, like, that's, like, Cerberus is, like, a very emotional, so, like, that's just, like, my, like, being sad. And, like, I don't know why I was sad, but, like, and, like, it's ugly being sad. So, like, I picture, like, having horns on your head is kind of ugly. And being sad for, like, no reason is just, like, you know, just...
Yeah, but you can't detect the source.
Exactly. I don't know why. So,
Yeah.
like, and, like, you went to several specialists to have him taken out, but when they try, it goes awry. So then they'll stay until he's down for the count. So, like, it's unfortunate that, like, I don't know what to do about it. They're just going to be there.
Will they ever be removed?
Exactly. See, like, it's not direct, so maybe that can mean something else to somebody else, or it can mean 100 different things to 100 different people.
But the fact that, I mean, this is, again, like, your poetic talent. The fact that they're located in the head. You know
Exactly. See, I didn't even think about that.
It comes from the mind.
Exactly. It just shoots
that's
out.
the thing with, like, horns. Like, traditionally, horns aren't really found anywhere except the head.
Yeah.
So, that's why, like, because I do remember that line now. That's why I was like, wow, that was so smart. Because, like, it is coming from your own mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just it's those kind of things that you do that I'm so curious about, because I have a hard time writing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm still in that mode, like when I write, I just want it to sound cool to me. You know, you get very, very illustrative with it, and, like, that's, like, the level I'm trying to work to. So I just like figuring out, like, how you do that and what makes it work, essentially.
That means a lot, but, like, it's weird because, like, I wouldn't be at half the level I'd be at if it wasn't for your stuff. I'm dead serious. I'm being 100% honest. Like, you're so witty and creative, like, it blows my mind. You want to talk about imagery? Your stuff is just straight imagery. Like, I see it. Like, whenever I hear it, I see it.
I try to keep up with you, man. After I listened to, like, Cerberus front to back, like, I was blown away. And, like, I don't know, everybody listens to this podcast, you gotta listen to Cerberus, because it's crazy. It just is really, really good. And it's cool that you finally, like, decided that you were just gonna be, like, very expressive with, like, a piece, you know, like a tape.
Yeah.
Because I think in the end, like, it worked out to your advantage. Like, was it, when you look at Cerberus, like, is it how you planned it? Do you look at it and say, like, all right, it is exactly how it was in my head? Or is it a little bit different? Like,
well, it is how it was in my head. Like, every rhyme is exactly what I wanted to say. I may not have presented it the way I wanted to because, like, I hate my voice. That's a whole different thing, but everything I wanted to say, like, everything I wanted to get off my chest, or, like, wanted to rhyme, or the words I've been wanting to rhyme, or just, like, anything like that, or making something that I want someone to connect with, it's all there. Like, that's it. Like, Cerberus is, like, pure, like, straight from my heart, like, my head as well as my heart, and to give to other people. Like, I wanted it to kind of be like a gift, like, hey, like, I went through what you're going through, and, like, I want you to, like, it'll get better. Like, everything will get better. So, like, the message is just, like, be honest with yourself. That's really what it is. It's just being honest with yourself, because then you'll feel a lot better. So that's the message I wanted to convey.
okay. How much more do we have?
Actually, you just went over.
Oh, I did.
Uh-oh, sorry.
It's all good.
But no, I think that's important with coming full circle, because we're talking about how stuff that's, like, relatable and that evokes an emotional response, like, that's the stuff that's memorable and that you always love. So that's cool, man, and that's why I like it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just hard hitting, man. It's hard hitting. That's how I describe it. So, yeah. Any closing thoughts, man, before we end?
I just want to say, I'm honored to be on here because we've been talking about this for so long, and, like, to see it like finally come to life. This podcast is just like it's. I know it's your dream, but like, come on, man, it's also my dream too. And like, I'm very thankful, and like, I'm so proud of you too for
Thanks.
doing this.
Oh, and you're gonna be on here all the time, dude. So don't worry about it.
Looking
But
forward to it.
now I'm gonna let you just like plug your stuff. So if you have like, just tell everyone where to find Cerberus, and you know.
Oh, alright, so my MC name is Son Anthony, so it's just S-O-N Anthony. So you want to go to sonanthony.bandcamp.com, and then you'll see everything there.
All right, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dude.
We out.
lovely things